Sustainability is no longer a choice. It is a necessity for the survival of our planet and the well-being of future generations. Across UK industries and communities, innovative solutions are emerging to reduce environmental impact and create a more sustainable future. In today's program, Executive TV explores how companies, technologies, and governments are working together to build a more sustainable world. The UK is facing an urgent challenge: how to meet the needs of today without compromising the ability of future generations to thrive. Surge Protection Devices is a market leader in lightning and surge protection, providing innovative, European-designed solutions trusted around the world.
Surge Protection Devices started in 2006. It's a family company, so we started in the back bedroom of the family home. We've just sort of expanded over time. So I work with my wife, Kirsty Johnson. She's the technical director. And we really like to keep the family feel in the company. All the staff, they're part of the Surge family.
What we do at Surge Protection is offer a complete solution. So everything from a normal day-to-day electrician phoning up because he's got a concern with an installation, they've got a problem with LED lighting blowing. That's the most common thing at the moment. Everyone's moved to LED lighting. And trying to explain to people that LED lights aren't an exact changeover for our old-fashioned light bulbs, because they have two different components. You have the lamp, but then you have a driver behind it, which essentially is a printed circuit board. It's tiny little electrical components that can easily be damaged by electrical voltage in the system and what we call surges. So we spend a lot of our time dealing with electricians helping solve their problems, but we work all the way from that up to designing large-scale projects for people like the MOD, airports, hospitals, making sure their electrical equipment is staying safe and protected.
Haydale is a pioneer in nanomaterials, specializing in the plasma functionalization of graphene and advanced materials. Through this functionalized graphene, Haydale's Just Heat underfloor heating solution is designed to heat buildings more efficiently, cost-effectively, and sustainably, helping to accelerate the transition to a net zero future.
Haydale started as a Welsh manufacturing company focused on advanced materials, in particular the wonder material that is graphene. For years, our scientists worked with partners like Petronas and Saint-Gobain to develop materials and products that are lighter, stronger, more conductive, and more energy efficient. Recently, we took a bold step. We focused on a property of graphene that is important for everyone in their everyday lives: heating. We're focused on using our advanced technology to develop heating systems that are more energy efficient, lower carbon, lower cost, and more desirable for heating, decarbonizing our homes and buildings.
The nanomaterials, they don't like to mix to other products, to other materials like plastics, like rubber. So this makes very difficult to use the performance of these nanomaterials like graphene. Due to our plasma functionalization, we can unlock the full potential, the full performance of the graphene, and use this performance into different applications, like our Just Heat panels, for example.
So Haydale developed Just Heat as a result of the amazing R&D work that has been done at Haydale over the last 10 to 15 years. As an R&D company, Haydale has got some amazing products that they've developed that hadn't quite got to market, and they were very complicated products. But we had this Flexi ink that we've patented, and we've realized that that is the most conductive and efficient ink in the world, and we wanted to put it into a product that not only could become something we could use as a consumer-facing product, but we realized it was actually a super conductive, efficient, essentially a low-cost heating product that we had developed and designed.
Manutan is a leading provider of sustainable office and industrial products, committed to responsible sourcing and eco-friendly solutions.
The company was originally founded by the Guichard family, both here in the UK and across Europe, who is still our parent company in France. Our growth story includes both organic growth but also strategic acquisition. We provide rental solutions for underused purchasing. We can recondition as a service so that customers can have their products refreshed and returned to them. We can upcycle and recycle. We collect unused products or used products from our customers And within our hubs, we can refresh and redistribute them across the supply chain. This keeps the materials in circulation and minimises waste. These solutions create a pathway for organisations to cut their carbon footprint and move towards a more sustainable procurement solution.
So here at Manutan UK, we have 80,000 products in our current catalogue with aspirations to get to 100,000 products, if not more. They're split across 7 different categories, from office to warehouse, to cleaning, to outdoors, and covering off all your maintenance needs as well. So we cater for everything for your business.
We're able to support companies in every industry. We're able to supply businesses with all the equipment that they need, whether that's day to day or in the long term. Working with Manutan means not only having a preferred supplier, but also a partner that really cares. We understand how important it is to be eco-responsible, and we understand that that's important to our customers.
Across sectors, companies are discovering that operational efficiency and sustainability often go hand in hand, driving innovation while reducing their environmental impact.
The electrical industry right now is in a really positive position. Although we do have this skills gap and it is something we need to address, a big part of the government's initiatives right now are very electrical based. It's all about sustainable energy. So I read a report this morning that said in the first 6 months of this year, the world's electricity was generated more from renewables than it was from coal. That's amazing that we're at that standard, and that's coming from the electrical industry. So the fact that that's being driven so forward is giving a lot of promise in the electrical industry. Surge protection has evolved from being a product that was used on very specific designs to being something we now use in our day-to-day lives. And the reason is technology has moved on. So I always like to think of it as when I was a child, you had a TV back box, you know, the TVs that you needed a friend to help you lift, like they were big robust units. And now we have these tiny little LED screens that are on the walls. To be able to do that, we want all our technology to be smarter, to be more sensitive, to be more sustainable and energy efficient. We want it to be able to do all these things. It can't do that and be as capable of withstanding electrical issues. Now, a surge in its fundamental thing is an increase in voltage in our electrical system. Voltage is essentially pressure. So if we think of an increase in pressure in the electrical system going through these tiny little circuits, they just cause damage over time, which degrades the products. So surge protection's gone from being something that was used in big designs, and if we had very critical infrastructure like in airports and MOD bases, to now being something people want in their homes.
So one of the biggest challenges for us with the new technology using a product like graphene, which is relatively new. Graphene was only invented 20 years ago, and it comes out of nanomaterials, and this can all seem a bit R&D and science led. Now, we are proud of that being led by science, and it actually is our unique selling point. It's our intel inside, as it were. And more often than not, we are talking with business end customers, and whether they're developers, local authorities, big scale landlords. The heart of the R&D and the science is based in our headquarters here in South Wales, and we bring them in and we show we've got a demo room which is set up like a living room, and we've got the flooring on display. We have a heat gun, and we're able to show them the floor heating up in real time. What we do then is show them where the plasma functionalization and where the graphene is developed, and that gives them the context to see, wow, there's 10 years of R&D and possibly £50 million worth of investments bringing this, what is a conductive ink, to an actual product in the house, the real method. I speak regularly on Teams and Zoom calls, and I'll do presentations in front of a big audience, but nothing hits home better than bringing them to the facility.
Advanced materials like graphene, they can contribute to reducing energy consumption on a broader scale. This is due to their high thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, and this allows us to engineer products with the efficiency and performance that we need to reduce energy consumption.
We know as a business that 90% of our emissions come from the goods that we sell, either in the materials, the manufacturing, shipping, logistics, holding, and then delivering to our customers. So our priority is really clear to help our customers decarbonise their purchases. Innovation drives this with our circular offer, which makes sustainable and practical decisions more accessible.
Our eco-responsible offer is shaped by our customers. It's shaped by the customer demand, and we're constantly being requested to enhance our product portfolio and our offer. We are adding daily eco-responsible products, and this is again shaped by trends within the industry, trends within the market, but ultimately our customers. The customer is shaping the way in which we build our offer.
Customers are increasingly demanding transparency, ethical practices, and measurable sustainability commitments from the companies they choose to buy from. Strong company values are essential as they build trust, demonstrate long-term responsibility, and show that sustainability is not just a requirement, but a core part of an organization's identity.
We deal with customers of all sizes. That might be from your domestic electricians that are working on houses all the way up to large consultancy firms that deal with industrial design and larger companies. I do a lot of CPD training, that's the continual professional development training for people in the industry. I train everyone from apprentices through to fully qualified electrical consultants and designers on a day-to-day basis. And the reason we do that and the reason we're so passionate about that is because the knowledge in the industry, unfortunately, is getting lost as people retire. So if more and more manufacturers can be giving that information out, the knowledge shouldn't stay with the manufacturers. It's the engineers that are out there applying this knowledge that is something really, really key to what we do here. They need to understand everything that we're doing and why we're doing it. So I think that's why our customers are quite loyal to us, is they come back for that knowledge and that support that we give them.
When we're approached by customers, there's a number of different key requirements they need. So they're looking at an alternative because they're being mandated by certain regulatory frameworks that they have to get away from fossil fuels. So they're coming to us looking for a green solution. And what we've got is this conductive ink, which is low carbon. The mandate from the boards of the companies that are coming to us is that they need to find a way to cut carbon. Now that has a number of benefits for them. Not only is it morally and ethically the right thing to do, there's actually a financial benefit for them to do it. So things like carbon credits can be created by using our products. Where a solar installation is put on a large scale project, when you add our heating solution to that, that absolutely creates a carbon credit benefit to companies. So they get a financial benefit, they've got the legal requirement they need to, and also it's the right thing to do. And ultimately it reduces the bills for their end users, the office users, or the local government who are running the schools and the hospitals. We're helping reducing their carbon footprint as well.
We need to have a very transparent supply chains and also make regular periodic supplier audits. So what we do is we tend to prioritize greener materials, low impact materials, and only partner with suppliers that will strictly follow these environmental and ethical standards.
Manutan's e-procurement connections can help lower the cost of transactions for our customers by taking away all of the manual elements of sourcing, purchasing and invoicing. From removing the need for quotations to seeking approval internally to manually raising an order to manually reconciling an invoice. By connecting through platforms like Coupa and SAP Ariba, we can bring the cost of transaction from around £120 of hidden time down to as low as £20 when we're working with our customers on a fully integrated system. Customers log in, they search for their pallet truck, they add it to the basket, they check out, next day it's delivered. Simple as that.
UK industries are implementing sustainable practices across their services.
I think the electrical industry is embracing sustainability really, really well because it's managing to profit from it extremely well. If you think about it, all of your renewables is all designed towards sustainability. We have our PV systems, we have our electric vehicles, all of this which is there to help me, and that's without considering wind turbines and hydropower. We have all these different ways of meeting these government targets now that are all driven from the electrical industry. Sustainability at Surge Protection is all about making things we have last longer. One of our key things, and something we've always done, is any packaging we get from another company, we break it down and use it as the packaging we can then send out our products in. And it's something we've done since we started the company. So we use it then to bundle our products up essentially and send them out. If we don't increase our sustainability and we stay in this throwaway cycle that we're in, the planet is just going to suffer. And if the planet suffers, we all suffer. So it's something that everybody should be taking care of and everyone should be being more mindful of in our day-to-day practice.
I think that industry is embracing sustainability, but unevenly and not with an appropriate focus on the end customer. At Haydale, we're focused on sustainability from two perspectives. Firstly, there is the sustainability of the production that we undertake, of the processes that we deliver, of the products that we produce in their raw form. There is then sustainability at the level of the customer, what our products enable them to achieve in their lives, in their workplaces, in their buildings and homes. It's important for us to focus on both. We want to produce products that are sustainable, that enable us to continue doing so and have as little impact on the environment and on society as possible. Yet, when delivered in a customer's setting, they enable the customer to live sustainably, to lighten their own impact, to act and be more energy efficient.
For us as a business, sustainability is about embedding these greener practices into everything we do to help businesses thrive, both ours and other businesses, while making a positive impact on the environment and society through the purchasing journey.
I believe greener packaging is a key enabler for sustainability. It reduces waste, reduces carbon emissions, and also it's a positive for both us as a company and customers. If we look at an example, what we have behind us is a plastic coated locker. We've now moved to cardboard wrapped lockers, more sustainable, easier for the customer to recycle, and also they're 100% recyclable coming into us as well. We also use cardboard that we've recycled, repurposed ourselves from boxes that come in from suppliers, and we use this as void infill to go into our boxes that we fill with products. We used to use plastic airbags, no longer use any plastic in our boxes, all now recycled, repurposed cardboard, also easier for the customer to recycle once they empty the products or the boxes at their end.
The challenge with delivering large industrial equipment starts with packaging. We have to make sure we have the right packaging to reduce damages. Secondly, it's finding a suitable delivery partner that can cope with this freight in their network. So it won't go down the same route as a cardboard box. It has to go on its own vehicle. It has to have the right equipment on board in order to put it on the truck and take it back off again. We make sure that our delivery partners are looking for greener solutions with regards to transport, like biofuel.
Here at Manutan, sustainability has always been a top priority for us. As far as our suppliers are concerned, we have a thorough mechanism through which we take all of our suppliers before actually qualifying them and making them our supplier for Manutan. There is a lot of emphasis on building that supplier relationship as well, because we firmly believe that it's not just about the compliance, it's about working together, sharing the best practices with each other and achieving the common goal of a greener future.
The UK government has set a legally binding target to reach net zero emissions by 2050, requiring industries, communities, and individuals to adopt cleaner energy. Many companies are making it a central part of their strategy, investing in renewable energy, energy-efficient technologies, and carbon reduction initiatives.
We're committed to carbon neutrality, reducing emissions through smarter logistics, working with our partners. Renewable energy is something as a business that we're very much working with, and eco-friendly packaging or reducing packaging where we possibly can. On the product side, we offer a wide range of eco-responsible products across the group. There's around 100,000 products, and they're made from recyclable materials or are recyclable. The supply chain of the product themselves is also sustainable. And we have our own environmental impact score. The products sit underneath this environmental impact score, which allows our customers to make low carbon purchase decisions.
Net zero is achievable, but only if we approach it in the right way. Rather than thinking about the value of net zero from a generation perspective, from the production of energy, it's important that we think about it also from the perspective of consumption. Every kilowatt that is not used through more energy efficient technologies and innovations like Just Heat is more valuable than cleaner, greener energy produced.
I think currently achieving net zero by 2050 is going to be quite difficult. We have a big push coming from the electrical industry in the fact of trying to increase our renewables and trying to increase the use of EV chargers. We have them going into all our new installations, so any new house that goes up has to have an EV charger. That's absolutely fine, but if you think about it, the electrical grid isn't that different from what it was for our great-grandparents. So without the investment in the infrastructure, it's great having the shiny new thing at the end of it in terms of the EV charger and the PV and everything looks renewable and green. But actually, if our infrastructure isn't suitable to be able to handle that from an electrical point of view, we're going to have issues over time. And that's without the issues such as trying to put electric chargers on streets where you have terraced houses, and we have all these other issues that we're going to have to try and get through. Sometimes it's difficult because these policies are made by people that aren't coming from that engineering background of actually making these things happen. So from an electrical point of view, we've got to try and keep working towards that. Having a deadline or a goal, as they've put it, as 2050, would be achievable if we had significant investment in the electrical industry and the electrical infrastructure we have going in. But it remains to be seen to whether that will actually occur.
Sustainability efforts face hurdles such as high upfront costs, technology limits, and resistance to change.
For Manyatan's sustainability is about embedding all of the green and eco principles in everything we do on a daily basis, helping businesses and our own business to thrive responsibly, making a positive impact on the environment and on our colleagues, but allowing our customers to use our responsible purchasing and our responsible supply to make low carbon decisions and to inform their purchasing journey.
I think some of the main challenges becoming sustainable is people like to do things the way they've always done them. So one of the things we're trying to move away from is having installation instructions in our boxes with our products. Now to do that, we're moving towards a more QR-based, which is absolutely great for sustainability, but when you have an older generation of very skilled electricians, they want a piece of paper in the box. Now, I'm not telling you that they read that piece of paper, because more often than not, they throw it away and then they'll call up and ask me the question that they could have read on the paper. But they still want that piece of paper there. So that is something that we are finding quite tricky in terms of building towards a more sustainable future. And I know that's something other manufacturers are working on as well.
One of the main challenges of embedding sustainable practices within a business is often the complexity and the cost. And that's where starting small, starting with the foundations, is important. Trying to develop from the end product backwards can be a formidable feat. Haydel has started from its core functionalization processes, from the building blocks, and worked upwards. We've developed product off the back of our technology. We've then developed routes to market and applications for our customers off the back of our products. It's working in that order, breaking down the complexity, which has been important for enabling us to bring to market innovation in a way that is easy for customers to use, easy for Haydel to produce, and effective in the market.
The UK government plays a key role in shaping the future of sustainability. Clear targets and public and private sector collaboration can accelerate progress toward a net zero economy.
I would like to see products more closely governed in the UK. That's not just from a surge protection point of view or even just an electrical point of view. But as it stands right now, you can sell a product in the UK, print a British standard on the side of it, and everyone just believes that it conforms to that British standard. But it doesn't necessarily actually conform to that standard. We have an issue right now in the electrical industry, for example, with inverters that are used on PV systems, where quite a lot of them say they incorporate a surge protection device. When you ask for the certificates of conformity to say they actually conform to that British standard, none of them actually have a certificate to say they conform to the standard for surge protection devices, for PV surge protection. So they don't actually meet that standard, although they print it in their data and their literature. So there isn't necessarily that policing of products. And as I said, this isn't just an electrical problem. This is a worldwide technology, a product issue, I guess.
At Haydel, we're driven by innovation, integrity, and impact. Innovation, because we want to use the core principles of graphene to enhance everyday life.
It's in our DNA that we are on a mission to help Although it might be a lofty ambition for some, we genuinely want to help eradicate fuel poverty. Whether that's in social housing or just standard housing, or schools or hospitals and public sector, and I'm sure every local authority in the country would love to reduce their heating bills by 30%. We have a product that genuinely works. It is an efficient system that uses low power and reduces people's bills, but it is also a clean product that is made using our patented processes. It's made in the UK. We're creating jobs in the UK. We're there to essentially provide a product that will not only help everybody's target, it genuinely is something that will help the pockets of not only your genuine consumers or your social landlord tenants, but it could be an office block owner who's then able to reduce his rents for a business, and a business might have a benefit of having cheaper rent.
Sustainability for Manutan means creating a more responsible business and supporting our customers to do the same. A fairer society, ensuring that our culture is inclusive and we work with the local communities, and a better planet, really, and this is the way in which we work every day. This isn't just a goal.
Manutan UK continues to invest for growth. We're investing not only in our sales teams that visit customers on site, but also in our digital online presence. Manutan is embedding CSR and circular economy principles. We have environmental impact scores for products that all customers can see on our website. And as mentioned, we also have the Circular Hub now providing second-hand products more and more for our customers rather than purchasing new. Finally, we have a commitment to carbon neutralise not only for Scope 1 and 2, but also for Scope 3, encompassing a cleaner supply chain across the Manutan network.
Sustainability is a journey that involves everyone, from consumers to multinational corporations. The transition to net zero is not only an environmental necessity, but also an economic opportunity. Through creativity, commitment, and collaboration, industries and communities can build a sustainable world that benefits people, business, and the planet alike.
Hi, Alex Izat here. Did you enjoy that? Hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video from Executive TV.